Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatmala and my student ID is A1M224047. Today, I want to explain one of Stephen Krashen's theories. It is called the equation learning hypothesis. I will try to make it simple and easy to understand. Krashen said that there are two ways people can learn a second language. The first way is acquisition. This is like how we learn our first language as children. We listen to our parents, our friends, and the people around us. We try to speak. Sometimes we make mistakes, but step by step, we could talk naturally. In acquisition, we don't think about grammar rules. We only focus on meaning and communication. For example, if someone says, "Give me the book," we understand the action, even if we don't know the grammar yet. The second way is learning. This happens more in the classroom. Here, we study grammar rules, verb tense, or sentence structures. For example, we learn that in the present tense, we must add "s" for he, she, or it. This is formal study, and it's more like theory in our head. Now, which one is more important? Krashen believes that acquisition is the key to speaking fluently. Learning only helps us check the rules, but if we never practice, we cannot speak naturally. So, to really use the language, we need more acquisition like more listening, more reading, and more speaking practice. To make it simple, acquisition is real practice. It makes us fluent. Learning is theory. It helps, but it's not enough. So, if we want to be good at English, we cannot only memorize grammar. We must use the language in real life. That's the acquisition learning hypothesis. Thank you for listening. And now, I will give the time to my friend to explain the next theory.
Hello everyone, I am Rista and today I am explaining Krashen's monitor hypothesis in 1 minute. Krashen says we have two language systems, acquisition, absorbing language naturally, and learning, studying grammar rules formally. When you speak, your accurate system produces word naturally, while your learn system monitors or edits your grammar. For example, yesterday I went to the store. That's your monitor working. There are three types of monitor users. Overusers focus too much on rules. They pause constantly. I went to the store. Accurate but not fluent. Underusers ignore grammar. Yesterday I go to store. Fluent but full of errors. Optimal users balance both. Yesterday I went to the store. Fluent and accurate. The takeaway: don't obsess over grammar while speaking. Use your monitor as a gentle editor, not a strict judge. Balance is key. So thank you. Alright, that's all from me.
Hi everyone, I'm Yani and I will explain the natural order hypothesis in a simple way so it's easy to understand. This hypothesis says that when we learn a new language, we usually learn the easy parts first and then difficult ones later. And this natural order is the same for everyone. For example, we can usually say I eat rice before we can say I'm eating rice or I have eaten rice. Or for instance, we find it easier to learn plural first, like book becomes books and apple becomes apples. After that, we learn when to use a or the. Why? Because our brain naturally learns simple things first, then complex ones. It's like a baby learning to walk. They crawl first, then stand, then walk. They cannot just run right away, right? Learning a new language works exactly the same way. What's interesting is that this pattern happens everywhere. Whether you're Indonesian, Japanese, or Arabic, we all go through the same natural steps to learning a language. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for watching.
Hello everyone, I'm Juslia. Today I will explain Stephen Krashen's fourth theory is input hypothesis. This theory states that we acquire language not by studying grammar rules, but when we understand message in the target language. This is called comprehensible input. For acquisition to happen, this input must be slightly beyond our current ability. Krashen called this level E+1. E represents your current level of competence. +1 is the next level of language, just like the above. For example, an intermediate English learner should listen to podcasts or read stories that are somewhat challenging, but still understandable with the help of context. This is A+1. If the input is too easy, at level E, you won't learn anything new. If it's too difficult, far beyond A+1, you won't understand it and acquisition won't occur. In conclusion, effective language acquisition depends on receiving comprehensible input that is one step beyond your current level. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Nayla Fatma and my student ID A1M224061. Today I'm going to explain one of Stephen Krashen's famous ideas about how people learn a second language. It is called the affective filter hypothesis. Don't worry, I'll explain it in a simple way so it's easy to understand. Krashen said that learning a new language is not only about getting enough input, like listening or reading in the language. It also depends a lot on our emotion. He used the term affective filter. You can imagine it like a filter or a gate in your mind. If the gate is open, language can go through and we can learn easily. But if the gate is closed, even if we heard a lot of language, it will not really enter our brain. So what makes the filter open or closed? It depends on three things. The first is motivation, the second is self-confidence, and the last is anxiety. When students are motivated, feel confident and relaxed, their affective filter is low. That means they can understand and absorb language better. But if they feel nervous, afraid of making mistake or not motivated, the affective filter goes up and it blocks the language from being learned. Let me give you some simple example. In the low affective filter situation, imagine a classroom that is fun, friendly, and supportive. The teacher encourages students and doesn't make them feel bad if they make mistake. In this kind of environment, students learn faster. Meanwhile, in a high affective filter situation, imagine a student who feels very excited about speaking English. They are so worried about making mistakes that even if they listen alone, they can really learn well because the emotion block the language. This means the teachers will not only focus on giving input or teaching grammar, they also need to create a positive and safe classroom environment. If students feel comfortable, confident, and motivated, they will learn much more effectively. So, in short, the affective filter hypothesis tells us that emotion can help or block language learning. If the filter is low, learning is easy, but if the filter is high, learning becomes difficult. That's all from me. Thank you for listening, and I hope now you understand the idea of the affective filter hypothesis in a simple way. Don't forget to keep learning. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you next time.